The Gold Pass at Cedar Point was announced back in 2019 and was put at the cheap cost of $99, which attracted people from all over the nearby cities and states. Now the pass sits at about $135 per person. This pass greatly changed the Cedar Point all of you know and love, and not all in a good way. This is how the Cedar Point Gold Pass helped and damaged the park. So how will this video work? First I will discuss the good effects of the Gold Pass, and then I will discuss the bad effects. Finally, I will give my opinion on the controversial pass. Let's jump into the good effects, as even though many enthusiasts hate this pass, there were some pluses. The first plus is how helpful this is to a lot of people. The Gold Pass, because of its cheap price out of the gate, caused a lot of people to buy the pass, which could also be considered a downside, but more on that later. The pass was useful to a lot of families. In fact, a lot of people in my school have bought the Gold Pass. And of course, the low price was a big reason, but another reason is that it didn't require you to visit more than a few times. It was convenient for people who visit 3 or 4 times a year and don't do anything else. It provided 30 minutes of early entry for most rides, free parking, and access to both the water park and dry park, and it also offered some discounts. People who visited only a couple of times a year could use this to their advantage because it would pay for itself pretty quickly. But a massive plus was to the park itself. With so many people buying this pass, Cedar Point made a big profit. Now, you may be thinking, how would Cedar Point gain money if not as many people were buying the individual tickets? Wouldn't this actually cause for Cedar Point to lose money? Let me explain. Many people bought this Gold Pass right away, causing a lot of money to head to the park initially. But with more people coming to the park, this caused a lot of money to be spent there. Every time a Gold Passer enters the park, they have to buy food, drinks, and some buy merch and other extra stuff. This would total up to a lot of extra money at each visit. Also, these Gold Passers would be buying tickets for other members of their families, so that means a lot of individual tickets would be sold to people who didn't have the Gold Pass. This extra money going to the park would result in more expanding. This means more rides, and for coaster enthusiasts, more roller coasters to experience in the future. And more expanding leads to more money and more passes, which leads to more expanding, and it keeps going in an endless cycle. This is definitely the biggest plus of the pass. Many Cedar Point fans dislike the Gold Pass due to the following reasons. One of these reasons is the one I mentioned before, the amount of people coming to the park. Longtime fans of Cedar Point who had a great time for a while now could be coming to the park and only getting on a few rides in their entire day. Guests then leave disappointed because there wasn't even a place to sit down, or they had to wait an hour for food, and they don't come back. This happens a lot with high crowds. Now, people know that they aren't going to have a good time waiting for everything, so they visit a different nearby park, like Kennywood or Kentucky Kingdom. This is not great for Cedar Point either, because they would be losing money for people who are not visiting. Also, Cedar Point was unprepared for the amount of crowds the Gold Pass would bring. I was waiting over an hour for food at Halloween Weekends in 2019 with this new pass, while before I was waiting less than 5 minutes. Halloween Weekends is the busiest time of the year, so if Cedar Point wants to keep up their reputation as being a nice park, they have to work on their operations. These bad operations will drive guests away from the park. The last flaw I can think of is how this takes value away from the Platinum Pass. The Platinum Pass is a pass that allows entry to all Cedar Fair parks, and it currently sits at $202 per person. This is over $65 more expensive than the Gold Pass. And at Cedar Point, what do Platinum Pass holders get? Not a lot different. While the Platinum Pass gets an hour of early entry and Gold Passers get 30 minutes, it is still taking away from the Platinums, considering so many people bought the Gold Pass. Basically, Platinums now only get 30 minutes of early entry before the crowds come in. Also, Gold Passers get the same price as Platinums do for most items in the park. For someone like myself, who only visits about 2 other Cedar Fair parks a year besides Cedar Point, it might not even be worth it to buy the Platinum Pass anymore. This new Gold Pass takes away the value from the more expensive pass because there aren't as many rewards with it now. You shouldn't make a new pass and lessen the amount of rewards on another. Kings Island has 2 passes and it works perfectly fine. So do I like the Gold Pass? All of the above. I am leaning more towards the disliking side, but I don't hate the pass. I think that it is great for the park. It is giving them extra money for expanding, which will increase the amount of people coming, which then continues the loop. But the Gold Pass also took away from the Platinum Pass, and the new crowds are starting to push longtime fans like myself away. In both 2017 and 2018, I visited about 20 times a year. In 2019, when the Gold Pass was introduced, I visited about 15 times, and in 2020, I visited under 10 times. Some days, when I want to ride roller coasters, I give up my chance of going because I don't feel like waiting 3 hours for Millennium Force. So the Gold Pass has some pluses and flaws, and I think the original Season Pass was a lot better. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. Comment below what you think of the Gold Pass and email me with questions or concerns. Have a great rest of your day.